Happy Valentine's Day to you. It is Valentine's Day. Day of commercial love, because every day is love. Every day we should experience love. Every day we are love. Every day we are sharing love. So today is the commercial day of love. Let's love to you guys. I was there today. I was like, right, let me wear something red today. So I went into my wardrobe, and you know what? I have not one red thing. No, not bottoms, not top. I have not one red item of clothing. I have a couple of things that have slight red in them, very slight. But I don't actually have anything red. I was like, isn't that interesting? I don't know why, because I actually look quite nice in red, but don't have anything red. Hello, welcome. How are you doing today? Happy Valentine's Day to you today, the day of commercial love. And I say commercial love because every day is love. Every day we are love. Every day we experience love. So today is the day of commercial love. How are you doing? Where are you from? I am from the UK. I live in Spain. My name is Bridgitte. Come today to do some readings, guys. Looking forward to doing the readings today. I was on TikTok a little while earlier, and I decided to do something a little bit different today for Valentine's. So I decided that I was going to use just the birthday, so the day people were born, to explain what their relationships would look like, what resistances would come up within the relationships that they experience, so that it helps to know why your relationships look the way they look, why you experience the type of relationships that you have. We all have resistances. They are there. We all have certain belief systems that we follow. And as long as we have these belief systems, there are certain behaviors that we follow, whether we like them or not. There's certain behaviors we follow. And sometimes we don't know what them behaviors are. We don't know where they're coming from. So I decided to do readings around relationships, what your relationships look like, why your relationships look the way they look, and how to overcome, just with the knowledge and the understanding of self, the relationships are able to change. The relationships are able to become more loving, more committed, less chaos, less drama, less emotion. Not emotion that you don't love, because love is what we want in a relationship, but not a dependency love, not a, it's like a unconditional love. Unconditional love. So I've come today to do these readings, and hopefully some of you come on and we can do some readings. Hey Milky, hey, how you doing? So I was just explaining, I come today to do these readings. I was on TikTok a little while ago, and I did these readings on love, using the birthday, not birth dates, because I don't want you to share your birth dates with anybody, but the first number, so the day you were born. So mine would be 19, for example, so 19 or whatever yours is, and using that number to be able to explain what resistances you would experience within a relationship, why your relationships look the way they look, and the reactions that you would have within your relationships, and just being able to have more harmonious relationships by knowing yourself, by knowing what type of relationships you are attracting from the resistances that you experience. And we all experience resistance. Resistance is something that we all have, because we all have certain belief systems that do not work for us. So these readings are exposing the resistances, why you feel this way, why you experience your relationships in this way. And it's not just about a partner, a relationship with yourself, a partner, family, friends, colleagues. So why your relationships look the way they look. I'm doing these relationship ones today simply because it's Valentine's Day, and the whole world is obsessed with relationships on Valentine's Day. So I thought it would be a good place to be, a good place to start. So if you are interested, let me know, and we can do these readings. I am here today to do these readings. And TikTok doing the readings that we did, because it was a very different way of me working. Normally I work through doing readings and experimenting with them, because a reading is really using your intuition. So I love using my intuition. I love connecting to intuition, because I mean, that's one of the biggest things about being a reader, connecting to intuition. Hey Esmeralda, how are you doing? How is your day going? Happy Valentine's Day to you. Grand rising to you too. How are you doing? How is your day going? So yeah, I've come today to do these readings. If you would like one, let me know. I am great, thank you very much. All is well in the kingdom of Bridgitte. All is well in the kingdom of me. Happy Valentine's Day to you too. How are you doing? You're doing good, you said. Nice one. Oh, where are you guys? Where are you from? Where are you in the world? I love knowing where I am in the world. I am in Spain. I am from the UK. I live in Spain. And I have come today to do some readings. So if you're interested in having a reading done, let me know so I can come to you. And then we can start the readings, because I'm really excited to see what comes out. Just to help you understand yourself better, help you to understand why your relationships look the way they do, help you to understand how to have better relationships. Esmeralda, I'm doing something a little bit different today. What I'm doing is, I don't want your birthdays. Hey, Gerline, how are you doing? I'm doing something a little bit different today. I don't want your birthday, because I don't want you to post your birthday on live. But if you give me the number of the day you were born, not the day, the month and the year, I don't want that, just the day you were born, then what I'm doing is doing the readings from the day you were born. So I'll use the numbers from that, and I'll be able to help you to understand the resistances that you have within relationships, and why your relationships look the way they do, why you experience your reality of relationships the way that you do. And yeah, we'll work from there, because the cards do have something to say, but so does the numbers of your birthday. We were born on a certain day. The certain days that we were born on are numbers. They give us a lot of insight into who we are. So if you would like a reading today, then let me have the day of your birthday, just the day, not the day, the month and the year, just the day. And I can let you know about your relationships, why they look the way they look, why you feel the way you feel. 25. Okay, that was the first one that I did on TikTok as well today, 25. I'm going to get a 2 and a 5 card out, just so that I remember your birthday, just in case other people come on and there's lots of comments that come on. 19th, the same as me. And then I can remember your birthday, just in case your message disappears. So I will start with you, Esmeralda. Hey, Deanne, how are you doing? How is your day going? Welcome to this live. Happy Valentine's Day, guys. Lots of love on this commercial love day. I love you every day. But on this commercial love day, happy Valentine's Day. So 25, what this tells me, Esmeralda, is the 2 and the 5 together. Thank you, Deanne. Deanna, not Deanne. Deanna. Thank you very much. Back at ya, back at ya. Can you feel it? Can you feel the love? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? All right, so Esmeralda, I am with you. I am with you. So 2 and 5 is 7. Oh, there's 7 on my screen as well. Isn't that interesting? So 2 and 5 is 7. So I'm going to tell you 7, and then I'll come to the 2 and 5 once I've explained 7. Because 7 for me will be the number that is kind of creating this energy. The 5 and the 2. So the 7 is an energy of it's a message of perseverance and patience. So it's an energy of, why is this happening to me? Why is it not working? I keep giving and giving and giving and giving and giving. You take lots of action within a relationship. You're very likely, like, let's say you have a partner, you're very likely to go to your partner's house. You're the one that does all the action. You're the one that does all the work towards your relationship, because you're very action orientated. And you feel the need to keep taking these actions, because it's like, if you take all this action, then you're giving so much love, then the person can't leave you. But it's a fearful action that you're working from, not inspired action. It's fearful. It's coming from a fearful place, because it's, but if I don't do this, then are they still going to love me? And why is this person not loving me? And what do I need to do to get them to make this happen? What is wrong? Why is this not working? What is happening here? Is that you're continuously taking action, but you have no faith in the action you're taking. You're not seeing any physical evidence of it. And because you don't see the physical evidence of the action that you're taking, you feel that it's not working. Nothing is working for you. That leads you to the 2. It leads you to a feeling of being alone, unloved, and unsupported. And the 2 is actually a message of love is all around. So there is love all around you, but there's a withdrawal that happens within your relationships, because you put all this action in, but you don't see the other person giving as much as what you're giving. That leads to you feeling frustrated. When you get to this frustrated place, it leads to the 2, that you don't feel loved, you don't feel supported. So the not feeling loved and supported, the 2 as well, is about depression. It leads you to a place of you feeling really, really low. It's like, what's wrong with me? Why don't people love me? Why can't people love me? What's wrong with them? The 2 is an energy of a victim as well. It's like, I've done this, but they don't give me back. They never do what they don't ever give me back. What do I need to do? How is this going to happen? When is it going to happen? It's this type of energy. And as long as you stay in that energy, you remain the victim. You remain the person that can't feel connected to other people, that is in a place that you do feel alone because you feel lonely. Alone doesn't equate to lonely. I'm alone all the time, but I'm never lonely. Lonely is when you feel like you're by yourself. You can be alone, doesn't mean that you're by yourself. You have your love to offer yourself. Love is a powerful thing. You have all the love of the universe around you, because you are the love of the universe. You are part of it. So there is always love around. But when we get to the 2, what's really happened? This is kind of coming from a 9 for you, Esmeralda. You have a 9 somewhere in your... There's 5 and 2 on my screen as well at the moment. Isn't that funny? You have a 9 somewhere around your birthday. Somewhere within you, there is a 9. Because this is coming from a 9 energy. This is like... I'll explain it from the 9. Because I see everything as a pattern of a spiral. We're constantly on a spiral. So what's happened with you is you're coming from a 9, somewhere around you is a 9. So the 9 is that you have this trauma bag, and this trauma bag is people that have hurt you, people that have lied to you. It leads to you being somebody that withdraws very easily. When you feel insecure in some way, you withdraw. So that leads you, the 9 is the end of a spiral, leads you into a newer spiral, which is the 1 would be the first number. And the 1 is about you, how you view, how your belief system around how you're treated, how people perceive you, how you perceive you. So if you're coming from the 9 and you're carrying this rucksack on your back, then when you get to the 1, the idea is, people don't love me, people don't treat me well, people disrespect me, people lie to me, people let me down all the time, people cheat on me. And it's with this idea of how people are dealing with you, which leads you to the 2, you are the victim. It's everybody else's fault why you're where you are. But the 9 really, this rucksack, if you were able to let that rucksack go, then you would go to the 1 and you would know that not everything that you're experiencing needs to look like it did in that rucksack. There are loving relationships out there. There are beautiful people that want to have amazing, loyal, committed, loving, joyful, happy relationships. But if you're coming from the 9 with this rucksack, you get to the 1, you cannot see that. You're only focused on what is in this rucksack, only what you've known before, everything that you've seen before. So when you get to the 2, it does feel lonely. The 2, though, like I said, is love is all around. So it's when you get to that frustrated feeling of the 7, because the frustrated feeling will lead you to the 2 quite quickly, because once you're in frustration, it feels like the world is against you. So it brings you to the 2 quite quickly, this low feeling, this feeling of people, this blaming other people for what your world looks like because they're not taking the action you would like them to take. The world is not looking the way you want it to look. Even after all of this work that you've done, it's still not looking the way that you want it to look. So when you get to this 2, a really good tool for you is pay attention to the signs and synchronicities, because when you're in this 2, you're in a place of being the victim. And we've all been in this place. We're all on these spirals. We're not always on it at the same time, and we're not always on it for the same things, but we always experience a spiral, the pattern of resistance. We all experience it because we all have certain beliefs that don't serve us, that don't help us, so don't benefit us. So when you get to the 2, you're in this place of not feeling loved. So, but the signs and synchronicities are all about connecting to that love. That's why we get these signs and synchronicities, to help us know that the universe is there supporting us, that there is love out there, that we are loved. So for example, let's say you were feeling really low and you weren't feeling loved and supported. Then let's say you kept seeing a donkey. I don't know why. It's just an example. Let's say you just kept seeing a donkey. Everywhere you look, there's a donkey. You put the TV on, there's a donkey. You go down the street, there's a poster, there's a donkey. Wherever, you just keep seeing the same thing over and over and over again. And somebody that passed, whenever you see that particular animal, it makes you think of that person that's passed. Trust in what you feel. Trust in the message that's being given, which is love. You could put on the TV and there's a message that comes through you, that comes for you. You are not alone. Or you put the radio on, you got Michael Jackson playing, you are not alone, or whatever the song is. But it will be something that shows you that you are not alone. The universe is with you. Spirit is with you. There is love all around you. Your tendency, though, is to go into you and withdraw from everybody else. That is one of the lessons that you're here to experience. That not disconnecting yourself, because we're always connected, because we are source energy. We cannot disconnect ourselves. But what can happen is, like I said, after the trauma of the 9, we can get to the 1 and we feel so, I'm not going to experience that again. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And we're so in our ego that we're not willing to change what we believe. We're not willing to look at ourselves and understand what we believe so that we can create change. We're just settling with, no, that's happened before and I'm not going to do the same thing so that it keeps happening. But what you do in that place is you keep doing the same thing. It doesn't change. It's instead of a spiral, it becomes a cycle. It becomes like a hamster wheel that you keep going on and just going round and round and round and round and round, and your relationships always look the same. And the reason is because you're always focused on the lack of love, the lack of what's coming into your life, the lack of how you're being treated, the lack of the manifestations that you're wanting, which is love, commitment, loyalty, understanding, all of that. That's not your focus, though. It is your focus, but it's in lack. It's in, I don't get this, I don't get that, nobody ever gives it to me, why can't I have it? Rather than, I love to be loved, I love commitment, I love beautiful relationships, I love to experience unconditional love. Unconditional love. And I love the feeling of love. I just love the feeling of love and sitting in that feeling of love. Because if you sit in the feeling of love, that builds a momentum, and that's what you will attract. Love. But if you're sitting in the lack of love, that builds a momentum and you attract a lack of love, which is where you're used to being. When we're used to being in a certain place, and you are used to being in this place, when you're used to being a certain place, it's difficult to get to a different vibration just like that, because you're so used to being here. Your mind will constantly pull you back to here. So it's going to be work. There is work that you need to do, Esmeralda, to bring you to here and keep moving to here. You have to keep moving yourself, because your mind will take you back here, and then it's for you to say, yep, I love love. I love the feeling of love, and keep bringing yourself back to that place. I love commitment. I love honesty. I love when I feel loved, and I love to love, and I love that I am love, and just everything to do with love and how good love feels. And keep bringing yourself back to that place. Like I said, it's not going to be easy because you're so used to being here. But the more you practice being here, the more you settle here, and the more this one just evaporates. It disappears because you're no longer giving it the focus. You're no longer putting attention here. Where focus goes, energy flows. If you keep putting energy here, it will flow here. If you put energy here, it will flow here. We have the 5. The 5 is about balance. Like I said, it's like you can focus on the lack, or you can focus on the abundance. That's what the 5 is all about. Lack or abundance. Which one are you focused on? It's about bringing yourself to a place of gratitude. For me, the 5 is balance. It's using the ego and the higher self to work together. So like I said, when you're here and there's this lack, and you know that there's this lack of something, because you can feel it in yourself. You know the thoughts that are going on inside yourself, and you know how you feel. So when you hear, I don't want a cheater, I love a committed relationship. I really love committed relationships, and I love to see people in committed relationships. It's just such a beautiful thing to experience. They're very different places. Yeah. It's not about whether you have received it a lot or haven't received it a lot. I can identify exactly with what you're saying. Love was not something that I really experienced as a child. It is the two. I know what that's like, Esmeralda, but it's not about what you have or haven't had. When you have had the lack of something, you know exactly what you want through that lack. That lack is teaching you so much, because you know, I don't like that lack. I don't want that lack. I do not want to experience that lack anymore. So like I said, with the 5, it's coming to that gratitude. Thank you for showing me the lack. Thank you for showing me what I don't want in my life anymore. Thank you for showing me what I want. Thank you for showing me what not to focus on and what to focus on, so I can keep getting back to what I want. Thank you for the lack of love, because I know what I want to feel. And I know that when I feel love, it feels amazing. Thank you for showing me that the lack of support, because I know when I give myself that support, I feel really empowered. And when I see the universe showing me the support, I feel so empowered and loved with what the universe is showing me, and all the signs and synchronicities that it shows me. And I just love. It's working from this place that you're used to being in. And when you say trying, it's a really important word, this word. I do not like the word trying. When I hear trying, it brings me here to this lack. And I always, whenever I hear trying and it come out of my own mouth, I always work on, no, I don't like that word. I do not like the word, because the word trying, it's always this feeling of, I'm doing what I can, but I'm not doing enough. I'm still acting in the same way I was. My world is still looking the same way it did. And I am really, really, really trying, but it's like a lack of belief in what you're doing. So I am working hard to feel love. I am working hard on the abundance of love, to feel the abundance of love. I am working hard to experience this love and to enjoy the feeling of love. And I am working hard to enjoy the experience and the feeling inside me of what it is to be committed to, because I know what it is to not be committed to. And through we are in a world of contrast. If you know everything on this side, which is what you're saying, you know the lack of, it means you know what it is to be abundant in it. You know this, you have to know this. You can't know one without the other. But you're so used to focusing on this that it's become the main focus. But focusing on this will only keep you here. It will only keep you in this place. So the 5 is bringing yourself to the gratitude. I love love. I love that I've had beautiful relationships. You might not have had many. You might not have had many. But even, I wrote a book. It's all about these numbers. It's all about exactly what I'm explaining to you now. They are my stories of my life, the lessons that I learned from these stories, and the tools of what I used to get me to the understanding. So I'm not seeing the story as a lack. I see the story as an empowerment. And the reason I'm saying this is because my 2 is all about my best friend. My best friend I met when we were 18 months old. I've known her my whole life. And she was really the only person that I ever really loved, because she's the only person that I ever had a non-judgmental relationship with. We've never really had a fight. We've not had battles. We have an amazing relationship. And in the number 2, it's all about depression, having the lack of love, the lack of support. So she was always my number 2. She was my anchor. Without her to focus on, I had nothing to focus on. So there is somebody, and she's the only person I had, and she might not even be the only person. I actually say it in the book, that it's not necessarily that she was the only person that was offering me love. She was the only person I was willing to accept love from. So there are people in your life that have offered you love. It could be a teacher, it could be a sibling, it could be a parent, it could be a neighbor, it could be a boyfriend you had or a girlfriend you had. It could be anybody that you've had in your life. But there will be people that you've had in your life that you have felt love from. Use any of them. And if you don't have people in your life, use the universe. The universe is always listening and it's always offering love. The signs and synchronicities that we receive show the universe is listening. And in that listening, that is love itself. You're being listened to. It's like connect to that love because it's always there. So the 5, take yourselves on walks. Take yourself on a walk when you're feeling low, when you're feeling like this, the world is against you vibration. When you're in that place, go on walks so that you're connecting to nature, signs, synchronicities. When you're put yourself around water, have light showers. Light shower is when you imagine the water to be light and going through your body and all dark coming out. It's like you're pushing the dark out with the light of the water, so that you're kind of cleansing yourself of the emotions that you're feeling at the moment. You understand you are not your emotions. Your emotions are part of your identity, who you believe yourself to be, this rucksack that you've been carrying of emotions, of trauma, of pain. But you are not that. So allow yourself to become that different version of yourself. And it's just the practice of moving yourself from one to the other. I've used this example a lot. There was one point, my husband and I, we were not affectionate people. And I loved that about him. I loved that I And the word and the way you use your words also switch your energy, Esmeralda. Is I need to switch my words. The words that you use switch your energy. I love to why does nobody love me? It's a completely different vibration. It does not feel the same energetically within yourself. So one of the Your grandmother always said, failure and mistakes are your proof we are trying. I would say, I like that. I like to say it, but I wouldn't add the trying because I hate the word. I don't like it because when I hear the word trying, like I said, it comes with a negative connotation. There's so many people I've spoken to, and whenever I read the word trying, it's always with this energy of being in a lower vibration. So I've kind of eradicated it from my own vocabulary. It does pop out sometimes though, because I mean, it's something we're used to saying, but I do try, you see, I do my best to not use that word. My grandma always said failure and mistakes are our proof we are doing, I would say. Not trying, doing, because you cannot make a mistake without doing something. You cannot have failure without doing something. And the doing, what are we getting from the doing? We're getting lessons, we're getting tools, we're getting knowledge, we're getting strength, we're getting empowerment. I keep saying this Edison that created the light bulbs, or yeah, let's use him. It's like there's thousands of light bulbs, thousands of failures that he experienced to be able to get the light bulb, but he didn't see it as a failure. He saw it as something that I now know what doesn't work. I now know what doesn't work. I now know what doesn't work. And that's why I tell you, use the ego as that. That's what we're here for, to use our ego in that way, I believe, because we are in a world of contrast. So we want to be here, use this to lift you to here. So, okay, that doesn't work. I don't like that. Okay, use that. What do you like then? What do you want to feel then? What feels good to you then? I don't like that. Okay, so what do I like? I don't want that. So what do I want? I don't feel that. So what do I feel? It's like always move yourself to using this part, using the ego to help you, because the ego is the fear. It is the contrast from us being spirit, from us being unconditional love. It is the one that creates the judgment, and the judgment isn't a bad thing. Use it to empower you. That judgment helps you to know where you are and where you want to be. So use it to help you get to where you want to be, but not in negatives, because as long as you're using it and you're sitting with it and you're, yeah, but I feel this and I see this, and this is not creating. This is everything you have known already. This is surviving. Use it to create, to move beyond where you are. Get it? You're not going to say trying. So I was giving you an example, and I've used this example a lot because it had such an impact on my life. It's still impacting my life, even though it was maybe 2 years ago that I implemented this. Our biggest fears are the very thing we desire. Exactly. And if we don't go towards the fear, then it means we're not going towards the desire. It's like, come on now, we need to move. So my example, it's about 2 years ago. It's around that kind of time that I started this. So my husband and I, we were not affectionate when we met, and I loved that about him. He probably loved it about me as well. It was perfect that we weren't, each of us were the same. So we didn't have this. It was great. But I did healing. I healed. I've been working on healing myself for a long time now. And then after a while, it was like, right, I want affection. I want hugs. I want him to hold my hand, not necessarily when we're walking about the street, because I'm still not into that. But like, I don't know, sometimes we always sit on different sofas, but it would be nice, no, sit down on the same sofa and just sit next to each other. It's not something we ever did. So that kind of thing started coming through me, and it was like, I'd really enjoy that. But then he doesn't do it. So he become the worst thing ever. He went from being the best thing ever that I was really happy with, and all of a sudden, he hasn't changed yet, but all of a sudden he's the worst thing ever. And I don't like it anymore, and I don't want him anymore. And he's like, but I don't like this, and I need you to change. But he hasn't changed. He's exactly who he was. So why should I now have a problem with him? So I had to work it out in my own mind, because I'm like, but that's not fair to him. I loved who he was. And it's not fair to him. So I was like, right. And I kept getting frustrated about it. I was in the number 7. The number 7 is you're frustrated, you're annoyed, you're irritated. It's like you're doing all this work and nothing's happening and nothing's changing, because all I was focused on was, he's not giving me the attention and not the attention, the affection I want. He's not doing it, and why isn't he doing it? And I want it, and stupid man, and it gets on my nerves, and stupid man. And that was where I was, and I just stayed there and stayed there and stayed there until finally it got on my nerves to the point it was like, right, what am I going to do about this? Because this does not feel good to me. I do not like this feeling. I don't want to think about him in that way, because he does not deserve that. He hasn't done anything wrong. He's just doing what I always wanted. It's only now that I've changed that I want something different. So what do I do? How do I move myself from this place? So what I did was I used my daughter. My youngest daughter is a bundle of love. She loves love. She loves hugs. She loves kisses. She loves snuggling. She loves all of that. So anytime my mind went to, stupid man, it's not giving me what I want. Where are my hugs? Where are my snuggles? I want a kiss. I would go to my daughter, and I would focus on being with my daughter. The snuggles that we have every morning, we have snuggles. We still do it now. The snuggles that we have, and just imagine myself hugging her and her telling me how much she loves me, and the snuggles that we would have, and just be in that moment with the snuggles, and how those snuggles felt to me, and how it feels when she comes to me and, Mummy, you're the most amazing mum in the world, and I love you so much, Mummy, and she just wanted to be with me, and how that felt. That was all I did. Instead of focusing on him, I focused on her and all that she gives me. And within a month, he started coming to me, giving me hugs randomly, just giving me hugs. It's actually got to the point, I said this is like a few years later now, it's actually got to the point that, because in bed, I would sleep on my side, he would sleep in his side. I actually faced away from him and he faces away from me. And that's the way that we've always been, and it's been fine. But now, actually, he'll come to my side and put his arm around me, and it's got to that point. It's like, whoa, what's happening here? And my older daughter that doesn't like snuggles, doesn't like hugs, doesn't like kisses, sometimes she comes to me now and she says, Mummy, can I have a hug, please? Or, Mummy, would you like a hug? And it's, whoa, I'm liking this. It's a manifestation. And the only difference is that I'm focusing on the abundance. Instead of focusing on the lack, I decided to focus on the abundance of love. And that one thing changed everything. It's changed so many things, because now I get everything I want from everybody. It's all over the place now. And it's because the focus of it. And the interesting thing is that I did it for a month, and then it came, and it's like, once it started coming, I didn't go there anymore. That was kind of irrelevant. My mind was so used to go into this place of abundance. My feelings were so used to go into this place of abundance that I had let go of this, and I didn't even realize. I don't even know when I'd let go of it, but it had been let go of because it was no longer valid, because this was valid. This was where the momentum was. So the way that we speak to ourselves and what we focus on makes such a difference to what we attract. So it's really important to pay attention to what you're saying and how you feel about what you're saying, because that is one of the biggest things, how you feel about it, because your feelings, your thoughts and feelings are dictating the frequency at which you vibrate at. You're either working from a higher vibration or a lower vibration. The lower vibration feels like anxiety. It's fear-based. Anxiety, panic, a lack, irritation, anger, frustration, sadness. It's all there. And then the higher vibration is all, the higher frequency is all abundance. It's the difference of abundance and lack. And it just depends on what your focus is. So if you want to feel abundant, if you want abundance in your world, you have to feel the abundance through you. You have to be thinking as abundant. If you're not thinking and feeling in abundance, it means that you're in lack, and you're going to keep attracting lack. So it's really important what channel you're listening to. I always think of it as a radio station, and depending on where you are, depending on the tuner that you have put on, depends on what you listen to. So if you're listening to music you don't like, meaning you don't feel good, your thoughts don't feel good, you're on a frequency, a radio station that's playing crappy music. Change the radio station and put it on a radio station that's playing amazing music that feels good. And the amazing thing about us as humans, my memory is really good, and a lot of my memory before I did healing, before I've worked on myself, was all focused on this person did this to me, this person did that to me, this person treated me in this way, this person hurt me in this way, this person, it was all to do with lack, victim mentality, blaming others. That was where I was. And what was the point? Where was I going? Why was I saying that? Can't remember. It was all on lack anyway. And understanding that what we are sending out, that was it. I have a very good memory. So all of my memories tended to be in negatives, lack of. That was what my main focus was for a whole heap of my life. And once I started healing, it was like, but we have all these memories. We have a lot of memories. But if we're only focused on negative memories, then what are we creating? But we have this abundance of memories within us. But many times we're using the fearful memories as a tool because we don't want to get hurt, because we don't want to fail, because we don't want to be rejected, because we don't want to feel pain. So we keep going back to these memories because we're so fearful of these things. But it's because of the use of these memories over and over and over and over and over again that we keep attracting these things. But we all have memories that serve us, that feel amazing, that we can have this memory and it's like you're in that moment and you just get filled with love and excitement or joy or whatever it is, peace, whatever it is from that memory that you have. We tend not to use them. We tend to use the ones that feel like crap. It's like, start using your memories to empower yourself and to get to that calm place and that peaceful place and that joyful place and that satisfied place of life, no? Because we all have those memories. If you can see negative, you can see positive. We live in duality. You cannot see a negative without knowing the positive. We can't. So use it to your benefit. Keep using them to your benefit. Getting it? Getting it, guys? Hey, Charlie, how are you? How was my anniversary? The anniversary was really nice. We went out to a comedy club. It was really nice. It was really nice. Very, very nice evening. And then actually, from that comedy club, what happened was it was a really nice little hall. It was very intimate and nice. There was maybe 40 people that could fit into the place. I'm not even sure it was up to 40 people. But it was a really nice hall. And for a while now, I've been like, I need to speak. I need to be speaking. But I've always had this terrible fear of speaking publicly. So I've not spoken publicly. I speak on this live, and I mean, I've gotten used to speaking on the lives now, but I haven't still spoken in front of people. I got a job though that I was speaking in front of children, so that it would help me with the confidence of being able to speak in front of people. And after going to this comedy club, and it was very funny, the guy was very funny, the girl was not so funny, but the guy was very funny. And seeing this hall, I was like, I really like it. So I contacted the lady that organized the event and asked about this hall. And she said that, yeah, they rent it out for other things. So I phoned them yesterday, and they told me that I would be able to use the hall, and that they've got this thing going on at the moment for the next 8 weeks of alternative people that are speaking about alternative things. And they've got it going on for 8 weeks, and I could become part of that. So they will do all the advertising and everything for me, and I can have the hall free. And it was like, wow. But there's still some resistance towards it. I mean, I did call, and I am going to do it because I am. There's nothing that's going to stop me from doing it. But I just contacted a friend before I came on here. I contacted a friend and I was like, I need help. I need to write a bio about myself. And although I'm good at giving examples of different things from my life, to be able to give you examples of what I'm talking about and that, I don't mind sharing things like that. But if someone comes up to me and says, so tell me, who are you, Bridgitte? It's like, I don't have a clue what to say. I become mute. I don't know how to talk about myself in that way. So I contacted my friend and I was like, what do I do? What do I need to say for this bio? So she used GP chat GPT, something like that anyway, isn't it? And it gave her a whole load of stuff. So before I came on here, look, I sat down and wrote all this stuff out. It gave me little prompts and little questions. So I sat down and answered all these little questions. So I've got all this little stuff that I've written down to write my bio. I could have done it yesterday, but I didn't, because there's a resistance around it, because it's not something that I'm comfortable doing. The idea of speaking in public is not something I'm comfortable doing. So there is a resistance. But as Deanna said, the biggest fears are our biggest desires. And my biggest desire is speaking in front of people. It's always been my biggest fear. And I know I have a lot to share. I know I have a lot to offer, a lot of insight to offer. And that what I share is useful to whoever will come, to whoever is there to be able to listen. So I am very confident in who I am and what I have to offer, but it's just the actual speaking part of it is like, woo, so there is resistance, but I mean, we get over the resistance. You have to keep pushing ourselves to be able to overcome our own belief system. So I've decided I'm going to speak about fear, about public speaking. It's been something that I experienced since I was a child. I had to speak in assembly in school when I was 8, say my alphabet and my numbers in French. The school found out that I'd learnt them. My nan is from Mauritius. They speak French. They speak Creole, but they speak French. And my nan had taught me my alphabet and numbers, so I was taught, and they wanted me to say them in French in the assembly, and I was like shaking like that. I don't even know. I know that the words come out my mouth, but I don't know if anybody heard me say the words. But I always saw that experience as the worst thing ever. It was like I didn't stop shaking. I don't know if anybody heard me. And I saw it as a really traumatic experience. And then a couple of years ago, I kind of saw it in a vision, myself standing in front of everybody saying this alphabet and my numbers in French. And it was like a completely different experience for me, because I was looking at myself and I was like, but you did it. As scared as you were, as shaky as you were, whether people heard you or not, you actually did it. You did it. You did it. You did it. And it was like this Wow, this empowerment of self. I did it. I did it. All these years I've been saying myself how rubbish I was when I did it. But it wasn't the point of how well I did it or not. The point is I did it. I didn't run off stage. I stood there in front of everybody and I did it. So it was this new empowered version of self. And now I'm ready to move on. So that's what my talk is going to be about. Starts with this version of this 8-year-old self standing in front of these people, and I thought it was a really good talk. It's something that came through me. I wrote it all down as it was coming through me, and I thought it would be a really good talk because it is overcoming fear, it is overcoming self, it is overcoming self-beliefs, ideas of self, and one of the resistances within self. So I can stand there and I can be nervous as hell. I can be shaking and my voice can be breaking and crackling, and it doesn't matter because the whole point of it, the whole point of the talk is about overcoming the fear and getting yourself to the point of actually doing the thing that you're scared of doing. So whether I'm standing there scared to death or not is irrelevant. It actually becomes part of it because it's showing them that even if you're scared, you can still do it too. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm very excited about it. And yeah. yeah. You're very quiet today. As I'm talking so, I feel like I'm and you're all very quiet. You're all very quiet. How are you all doing? Is making sense what I'm saying? You getting it? You're feeling empowered with me. You're ready to take on the world, ready to move towards your desires and let go of the fears, or not even let go of the fears because the fears are there. It's not about letting them go. It's just about understanding that they can't stop you. You have them, but they cannot stop you. Hasse, are you still in India? Are you back in the Netherlands? Where are you at now? Have you gone home? Well, home is a funny one for you, isn't it? Because home is India, but you live in Netherlands. So that is home as well. Yeah. You're still in India. Nice, nice. How long are you there for? You're there for a while. You've been there for a while. A month. Ah, you went for a wedding. Nice. Congratulations to your nephew. May have a wonderful day. Wonderful day. That's nice. On the 15th, day after Valentine's. That's nice. Well, guys, I am off now. I've had a wonderful time talking to you. I know I've been going on and on and on today. I'm in a very chatty mood today. You know when I'm in a chatty mood because I don't stop chatting. My husband's probably very happy that he's out of the house at this moment. He's trying to watch. You go to Amsterdam in 1 week. Okay, safe journey. Safe journey back if I don't see you before then. It will sit there trying to watch climbing on YouTube, climbing videos on YouTube, and I'll be there. And he has to pause it and pause it and pause it because I don't stop. Good job I don't have these days all the time. I have them, and then other days I'm mute and I don't want to say anything. I'm just in my own little world. But today I am full of chat. Take care, guys. Wonderful spending this time with you. Thank you for your love, your support. Have a beautiful Valentine's Day. Enjoy the love that you give to yourself. It's not always about the love that everybody else has to offer for us, but the love that we can give ourselves and the support that we can give ourselves and the enjoyment of being with yourself as well, and enjoying your own company and loving your own company enough to love yourself and what you're becoming and who you are. So have a wonderful day, everybody. I will see you, what day is it today? Friday. I will see you on Monday. Take care of yourselves and have a beautiful day. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye.